So, do friends and family think that there's 24 hours in a day, and as the owner of your own business and your own boss, that you have all 24 hours in that day to help them or at the drop of a dime? Is it true? Yeah, 100%. I have family, friends, people I talk to on a regular basis that think that I can, put off appointments or set it for a different day or set it for a different time or, not go to that appointment that day because I am my own boss. And it's easily forgotten that, yes, I am my own boss, but I have a wife that I have to make sure gets fed. And of course, she works also. But at the end of the day, I still have to be bringing in money. So yeah, a lot of people think because we are our own boss in real estate, we make our own hours, we make our own life, that we're easily like contracted. We can do whatever we want whenever we want, and that's not the case at all. So that goes right back to prioritize. So prioritizing your time and your efforts has to be in play with your work schedule. So whether or not that means that I go to, let's say, hypothetically, my brother's house today at 9 a.m., and I'm there until 11 a.m., that just means that tomorrow from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m., I'm going to be working twice as hard because I have to make up for those 2 hours that I lost today. And a lot of the times, even, 24 hours notice to do something, it's not enough in the real estate world. We need to be able to schedule it in time with all of the other appointments and meetings and phone calls and everything else that we have set up for that week. Because a lot of us, it's not last minute appointments that we're dealing with on a regular basis. Lately, I've been dealing with quite a few last minute appointments, which is nice, but we have meetings and appointments and showings and everything booked, sometimes 5, 6, 7 days in advance, because that's when my buyers or my sellers can make the time from their work schedule to get it in. And my other sellers or buyers can only do tomorrow at 2 p.m. So we need to prioritize our schedule to match our buyers and sellers' schedule to be able to match up in order to make this work, so they can go out and look at a house, or I can go into their house and give them a price on it. So, you might call me and say, hey, come and help me today because I need your help. Well, unfortunately, it's not how it always works. I mean, I try my best, but I still have to work. I still have a job to do, and I still have buyers and sellers that I owe a full relationship to and my utmost attention to at all times. So if I tell you no, it's just, unfortunately, it's because I'm working. And it's just as good as it's the same as your 9 to 5 job, right? You have to be at work from those hours, 9 to 5, and I have to be at work to answer my buyers and sellers at all times. How am I going to start prioritizing work and family time? Well, first off, back a few months ago, I used to have these alarms on my phone where every hour I would check my phone to make sure if any notifications came in, if I was doing something else, it would always remind me to check. So when I'm out with family or doing some yard work, like over the last week, I was in Dunnville at my grandmother's, and my phone actually didn't have service, believe it or not. So I lost out on a few things there on a Sunday, which is, not uncommon in the real estate world. Sundays are just as much work days as a Friday. So how am I going to prioritize that? I'm going to start to set alarms again and reminders to remember to check my phone, make sure it's in service. While I'm with family, let them know that work is still a thing and I do have to be around my phone or my computer, and I have to answer. I can't not answer it. And if I'm doing something, it may have to stop for a short while I answer my phone or go out to do an appointment. These are things that the people closest to me need to understand, as this is the business I've chose to be in, and it's just the way it works. Unfortunately, I chose not unfortunately, it's fortunate because I love real estate. So I chose a business that's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So whether or not that's a Sunday during your family time or your barbecue dinner or whatever the case is, there's always that chance that that phone needs to ring and you need to answer it, or it could cost you tens of thousands of dollars that you really want. So that's how it works. You gotta prioritize what you're doing and how you're doing it, and make sure that you have those reminders set to make sure you're checking your phone, make sure you're going through your emails, text messages, calls, voicemail, your CRM, which is your the software program that we keep all of our information in for all of our buyers and sellers. So this is something that needs to happen, and it's been a little time coming. I stopped it not too long ago, specifically because of, due to COVID. It was something that I kind of put on the back burner because things had slowed down at the time, but it's something that we're seeing to start pick back up, and it's time to get those back to normal and start reprioritizing everything. I'm a self-employed individual, so I make my own hours. I make my own work time. Basically, I do what I want, and whenever I want, basically. So to remember that you have to work to make money it is. It's very easily forgotten that at the end of the day, I still have to be working all the time to make sure that the next check is coming in. Because in real estate, you can go, it's not uncommon to go 2 to 4 months without a paycheck. You try not to, but it happens. It's just how it goes. Everything you work on today is a paycheck 3 months later is the rule of thumb. You might get lucky, but it's not common practice. So to remind yourself to work and easily forget is a very easy thing, especially when you don't have a 9 to 5 job. You have, like I said, 24/7. So, I mean, there's been times I've gotten calls at 2 a.m. that I've answered my phone to, and I've gotten a deal done, or, closed a transaction with my buyers or sellers, or gotten an offer. And it's just something that you have to embrace when you're in the real estate world, that you'll be willing to do that. And remind yourself every day that in order to make sure that myself and my wife have food on the table, I have to continue to work the way I am to keep that coming. And you're allowed to take a couple days off. It doesn't matter. Of course you can, but you still have to, even during those couple days off, your phone is still there, your laptop's still there, and there's still a good chance that you'll be working on something along those days that you're taking off.